Hey guys, this is Matt with PokerForums.org. I'm going to do a video for Colin Bradley's 7 on the forums. I actually did this video just a second ago and deleted it because I just realized it was an 18-man. So I think some of my comments will be a little bit different. I'm going to try to go through these a little bit faster, so I'm probably going to miss a couple spots that you might otherwise you might do something. But I think there's enough to say with the spots that you actually get involved in, all the different colors and stuff down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to skip to the colored ones real quick, so I can do this video in 2 sections instead of 5 like the last one. So okay, so in 18-man we're going to be really tight early on. We're going to explode on the bubble. We're actually going to get wider as we get toward the bubble to build a stack. Then we're going to kind of explode on the bubble, using our image, our tight image from staying tight earlier on, and then we kind of tighten up a little bit in the money due to ICM. So my ranges here in 18-man, just standard, King Queen plus, Ace 10 plus, and all pairs. Everything else I generally muck off, and I'm raising everything. In the lower stakes I don't mind open limping smaller pairs, but in the higher stakes I generally just raise up everything, unless I think of another reason not to. So A7 here, not going to get involved. Jack Queen here, or excuse me, Queen Jack suited, also not going to get involved. I'm definitely not going to ISO it. If it was a multi-way pot, I definitely wouldn't mind over limping it. But if there's not 2 or 3 players in the pot before me, I'm not going to bother. As played, definitely c-bet. I c-bet more because of the flop. I'm probably making 120. This is like a blocker bet to me, so it's almost like he's got like 10-9, 9-7. It's possible that he's got diamonds, or maybe he had a backdoor flush. So I go ahead and repop him here to like 250 probably. That river is kind of not good for us, so I just call or check behind, so that's fine. Okay, here with Ace Jack, I don't ISO here. If I do anything, it's an overlimp. The reason being is, say for example, like we get a couple callers, like 2 or 3 callers. It really sucks for us when we miss the flop because we can't see that because the pot's too big. However, we can overlimp. I don't know if we'd really bother like floating flops or anything, but like we have showdown value with ace high. So I definitely don't mind an overlimp, especially with this loose guy being in here. Like if we catch any piece of the flop, like he's probably, we're probably ahead, he's going broke. And as it is now, like when he shoves, now we got to get it in. And I can kind of see how that has some merit, but I don't like it at 15-30. I don't shove all in ace king, at 10-20. I just don't do it. I try to play, flops, maintain my stack. So getting it all in here with ace jack is just kind of meh. Like, yeah, we're probably ahead of his range, but, we're what, flipping? We're like a 55% favorite. It's not really all that big a deal. For us, it's not like a woohoo, fist pump shove. So, we lose, we get it in ahead and lose. It just happens, but I just don't think I get involved like that in the first place. So over limp or fold, I think. I can go ahead and limp here for 50 chips. I think it's fine for the stakes you're playing. I think it's like $3. So I go ahead and over limp here, especially, actually, I definitely do, considering that this guy is the big blind. So definitely limp here. Fold. Yep, like it. Whoops. Did you do something here? Yeah, just fold here. I don't even call. If the small blind came along, I think it would make the pot like a little bit better, make a little bit more sense, or that or definitely if the button came along, if the button flatted, just because he's so loose. If we hit, we can make money here. We can stack him. But versus this guy, he's he's probably a little bit more towards the top of his range. We're not ahead here, and we don't really have the implied odds. So let's go and fold. I don't do anything, just start fold. I don't know if I really like taking a stab here because we really don't. I don't think we have that much equity. Sure, we got up and down, but with the heart draw, I think there, the 2 7s, I don't think we really have that much equity. So I probably at most check call here. and then when he raises up, it's going to fold. There's no point in getting involved. Okay, so since I already went through this, I already know what you've done in these spots. I just go ahead and complete here. I really don't like an ISO. I just don't really, I don't know. I guess, well, for one, this kind of happens, then we gotta fold. He kind of traps you. And two, we're out of position, so like we're gonna end up having to ISO, and then we're kind of semi-short. So when we ISO here to 2, he calls 2, it makes the pot 4. We're gonna end up ISO, c-betting for like 2 or 250. I think it just damn near commits our stack. So, again, we're only at 25.50. The chips aren't worth it. Go ahead and see a flop. I mean, obviously, king high flush, king high, 10's decent kicker. I think it's fine to complete, but I don't ISO here. So I don't do anything here. Just folds. Okay, so as I explained earlier, or I guess I explained in my other video. Sorry, when these guys like 8 exit, 5 exit, 6.5 exit, 20 exit, whatever. Generally, it's because they have a hand they don't want to play a flop with. It's all kind of the awkward hands that are they're either really easy to play or they're really difficult to play. So like jacks and below, ace king, ace queen, ace jack, ace 10. So that's kind of what I think this guy's range is here. So most of his range is weighted towards hands that we crush. 2s through 9s. He's 10s we push, jacks are the only pair that beats us. Ace king, ace jack, ace queen are hands we basically flip with. So we crush most of those hands. So if it wasn't for the fact, I don't know, I think you could still shove here if you wanted to, but it's one of those hands that's really just a wash. You don't have to, but you can. I might sometimes. Jacks I definitely do, just because I think we're crushing most of the hands in his range. If he shows up with queens plus or something, just take note of it, because I just don't think that's the norm. I don't do anything here, just fold. We flop a king, we got a really kind of shitty kicker. I'm not really like jumping up and down if I flop 8 high either. Definitely don't pot it. Someone shoves over here, it's kind of like you're never really ahead. I don't think you're ever ahead. The flop, I think, he just limped in, so I don't know if that really hits him that hard, but what happens when he flats here, the one you do, you almost gotta shove the turn. The pot's so big now. We do have king high, so many draws on the board, so it's almost like you kind of have to, because it's kind of for value, I think, at this point. That's only assuming if he doesn't have a better king, if he's got some sort of draw or something. So I don't think I really like it. I don't like getting involved like that. Go ahead and fold here. Still in the first table too. Once it starts getting 6-handed, we'll start getting pick it up a little bit. I fold here. I don't want to run it versus the big blind. It's not that I don't think we're necessarily ahead of his range here. Like what he might get it in with like Jack 10, Jack 9. He might get it in with slightly worse hands. Everything else we're just not doing that great against. When you make it 300 here, he's gonna shove for another 900 more, and we're gonna have to call what, like 750. We're gonna get almost like 2 to 1. And versus his range 2 to 1 with Queen 10 suited, it's definitely good enough, and it just kind of puts us in a growth spot. Not to say that you have to call. I mean, you can fold, but like, I don't know why you would raise up into the big blind if you weren't kind of semi-planning on calling. So I'll go ahead and fold there. Raise here, Jack King, or excuse me, King Jack is fine. Call off the small blind, obviously, and call off the guy to our left. Or I guess he would call us off. Considering how active we've been, I don't hate a muck either. I can definitely see some of these other guys reshoving on us. Of course that happens. I think it's just kind of standard. Yeah, for 8 chips more, I think it's just fine. I think it's fine. No, just check fold. Yeah. So, okay, here are 5 big blinds. King Deuce. You can almost ISO here with King Deuce, but I think since we have 10 big blinds, we're not desperate. I don't think we need to. Antes, you might kind of lean towards that way, but it also depends if you think he's a reg or not from under the gun. If he's under the reg shoving big blinds, he's shoving super wide, including like suited connectors and such. But if he's an unknown or he's not very good, very experienced, then you're probably not ahead of his range. You know, King 8 or King 9, maybe King 10, something that's a slightly better kicker. So, but yeah, that's fine. Fold's fine. Shove, standard shove, I think. Standard shove, BB, Beaver, BVB. Standard shove. I think going to the big blind to fold's probably okay as long as you're shoving the next hand. I think you still have a little bit of fold equity here with 4 big blinds. Doesn't seem like it, but I think you do. And he seems like he's been kind of tight so far, so easy shove. Easy shove, I think. Yep, easy shove. Call, yep. I'm not going to do anything here, blind versus blind, considering how active we've been. Also, it might kind of look semi-desperate too, so I don't get involved. This is kind of gross. It kind of sucks since we got like 20% of our stack in there, but I think I can find a fold here too. I don't think we're ever ahead, so it's just kind of meh. King 7 here, I think it's okay just because we're invested, and it's what? Yeah, it's about 20% of our stack. King high, 20% of our stack. I can definitely get involved. If we're like on the button or something, I can definitely fold, just because I don't really think we're ahead of his range here. If anything, we're crushed. It just kind of sucks, but kind of taking that risk. I'm sorry, I guess we don't have 20. I'm sorry, I just saw the blinds wrong. So no, definitely get it in. Sorry. Definitely get it in. I still don't think we're necessarily ahead, but I think we need to take the risk, more or less. Shove here is fine. I think I say that because sometimes you might want to raise there, but I think shove's probably better for you right now. 8 big blinds, king. Yeah, folds. Now that I know this is 18 man, this makes us doing this a lot better. The last video probably sucked. Well, not to say this one's really any better, but now that I know what game I'm playing, yeah, that's the standard shove. So good shove. I go ahead and muck it with all the shorter stacks. I really don't want to run it with ace deuce. I mean, it's not horrible, but we have a stack now, or semi-stack. I don't think we really need to do anything. I definitely don't make it 900, because if the guy in the big blind shoves, that's a lot of our stack to give up. So I'll go ahead and muck it. If you're trying to like give the the visual that the small stacks have no fold equity, I think if you were to make it 600 here, like they still figure it out. They still know they don't have fold equity, so it's not going to change anything. So run it, lose, sucks. All right, so I'll be right back with the next video, since we're just about out of time.